So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
What's up, guys? This is the Power of Mushroom coming to you live with.
You did not capture that,
Oh,
did you?
I caught that. We're gonna use that. So, my name is the Power of Mushroom. I'm here with Gaming with Spoons. Gaming with Spoons. Say hi.
How's it going, everybody? Glad to be back. It's been a while, but we're ready to kick this off and talk about some video game news. Super excited to see what Shrooms has in store and
Oh yeah, we got quite a
offering
bit.
up some thoughts.
Yeah, we got quite a bit. A lot of things been happening in the gaming news. It's a lot of stuff's been spicing up lately, especially with PlayStation. They're making big plays. They're trying to. I'm not gonna say that they're the biggest plays out there, but um, it's definitely they're doing something. Um, in recent news, Ubisoft Plus is coming to PlayStation. I'll go ahead and I'll have a link to all the articles in the description below. PlayStation or Ubisoft Plus is actually a subscription service similar to the EA Play Store, or the EA Plus they have going on.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, anyways, here's what the article says. It says Ubisoft Plus will come to PlayStation in the future, bringing access to more than 100 titles, additional content packs, and rewards to the platform. The subscription service is currently available on PC, Stadia, Amazon Luna, offering players day one releases, classic games, premium editions, and ultimately will be available on PlayStation and Xbox. Ubisoft also revealed that beginning May 24th, it will launch Ubisoft Plus subscription for PlayStation Plus called Ubisoft Plus Classics. Ubisoft Plus Classics on PlayStation is a curated selection of popular games, including top selling Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Division, and For Honor, as well as beloved classic games like Child of Light, Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, Watch Dogs, Werewolves Within, and more. The Ubisoft Plus Classics catalog for PlayStation Plus will launch with 27 titles and will grow to 50 by the end of 2022. And right now we have the day one list of the games that are coming with the the Ubisoft Plus. So we got Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, For Honor, The Crew 2, Child of Light, Eagle Flight, Far Cry 3 Remastered, the Blood Dragon DLC, Far Cry 4, Legendary Fishing Risk, South Park The Fractured Butthole, South Park The Stick of Truth, Space Junkies, Star Trek Bridge Crew, Starlink Battle Arena, or Battle for Atlas, Steep, The Crew, The Division, Trials Fusion, Transference, Trackmania Turbo, Trials, the Blood Dragon game, Zombie, Werewolves Within, Watch Dogs, Valiant Hearts, The Great War. So, would this be something you're interested in, Spoons? What do you think about this?
I mean, I guess if I was one of the four Ubisoft fans that they currently have right now, I'd be pretty stoked. No, honestly, it's pretty cool. I mean, Ubisoft had a great catalog back in the day, and I'm glad that they're making those titles available for other people. Despite my feelings about Ubisoft just kind of being stagnant and constant churning out of popular titles and not really trying anything new, which is unfortunate. It is cool to finally see these companies stepping forward and making their games available through these digital platforms for people who want to play them. We can talk about this now or later, kind of my thoughts on the subscription based
Oh,
model that so many games are going for.
well, we can talk about it
But
in a bit. But here's the thing that I'm further reading. Uh, Apparently, uh, they're saying that this is going to be available to PlayStation. Uh, is it going to be a PlayStation Plus thing? Will launch bundled with, yeah, Ubisoft Classics Plus will launch bundled with PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers on May 24th in Asia, June 2nd in Japan, and June 13th in North and South America, and June 23rd in Europe. So, if you're subscribing to that, it ultimately looks like it's going to be Game Pass, you know,
yeah,
for PlayStation owners. Um, I'm cool with it. Me personally, I have Xbox Game Pass. I have it specifically because I have a PC, and if this is what ultimately it's turning into, I think it's all right. Um, as far as the lineup goes so far, I kind of want to see older Ubisoft titles. A lot of these are
yeah.
they're newer games, and I'm kind of with you on that, man. Where Ubisoft, they did have a good run when they first started. You know, they were like, the older games, I feel they have more heart. A lot of the newer ones, they're just Assassin's Creeds or I don't know. Like I haven't.
That's the industry as a whole right now. It
Yeah,
really is. A lot of the older games had heart, more heart. Very, very few companies, I would say, pour their heart and soul into video games anymore, and actually feel like they actually try.
yeah. I mean,
But
but
nah.
so I guess yeah, I guess we could talk about that topic. Like, where do you think the subscription services are going? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's going to be good for physical
I
media?
I hate them.
You hate
Absolutely
them?
do. I absolutely 100% hate them. I let me rephrase. I am glad they are there for people who legitimately care, who want to have a way to be able to play them. That do make access for easier content. My problem is with these games is how they oftentimes just disappear and how they are at the whims of cloud service and being removed once the company decides that they don't want them up again. And I find that unfortunate. As someone who game preservation is something I'm very passionate about. I have my worries about this cloud gaming. So on one hand, I think it's cool. I think it's a great value for people who are wanting to play some of those older video games or get their hands on some of these titles that they may have missed out. I also think it's a great way, for people who don't have as much money to throw at games as they'd like. That subscription definitely offers it up. So I'm not against the idea, but I'm definitely against the cloud service or the subscription service being the way video games are going. And that seems to be the steps that the video game industry wants to move in. Because how many games are going to end up being casualties because of this and never be able to be preserved? So, from a preservation perspective, not something I'm a big fan of. Also, something else I have a problem with, taking a look at like Nintendo and how they go about it. There's a lot of games that don't get put up on there that absolutely should be put up on there. And I get a lot of its licensing agreements and things like that. But, Nintendo, they don't even have their GameCube games up. They don't even,
Yeah,
like, there's so much.
and that's the thing. Like, we're getting to that point in time right now in gaming where gaming preservation. I mean, we've talked about it on this channel like hundreds of times already. I
Yeah.
think we've lost count, and especially guest starred on other channels. But uh, we're at that point in time where like the PlayStation library, it's so vast. The original PlayStation library, the original PlayStation 2 library, vast. Nintendo's own library, like you said, the really the only way to play Nintendo games like NES, Super Nintendo, you need to have those consoles and they need to be working. And yes, we have clone consoles out there, but either they don't run the game well, they don't emulate perfectly. There's a lot of things, and we're getting to that point.
Well,
It's just are we,
and it's unfortunate. Like, emulation's always a thing. Emulation's
yeah,
always going to be there. And I want people to know I talk highly about emulation. I've played video games for my channel, through emulation. So I don't have a problem with emulation of itself. But at the same time, I want to be able to support these developers and buy them physically. I want to be able to keep that media that I buy and support it. I don't like
so
running emulation.
do you think we're gonna see like game developers? Are they gonna maybe make it offerable on their own websites where you can order a physical
Well,
copy? Like, what do you think about that?
that would be cool. I'd like to be able to see them do it, especially where we're starting to have clone consoles and things like that. I think that's something that they should definitely take a look at. You know, as for just in general, you have companies that are picking games up, these retro games. Give me a second here. I can look up the name of the company real quick. But recently, there was a video game company who had actually fallen under quite a bit of scrutiny for what they've done with the new Glover game that was released. The company in question is Pico Interactive. And, just going in and seeing what Pico Interactive has for their games. I mean, they've got things like Glover, Dragon View, 40 Winks, Gourmet Warriors, Super 3D Noah's Ark, Eight Eyes Draken, Water Margin, Yeah, let's see what else have they got on here. Shadow Madness was one that they recently did as well. But they're taking they have their issues and stuff, and from my understanding, some of these also don't run super well either. Like, you take a look at some of the reviews and stuff, and some of them definitely run better than others. And so you're having companies going up and buying up these older titles and making them available to others, but the big problem with them is they are running them off of emulators and software that is basically free that they don't have the rights to use. It's a rabbit hole, but I mean, as long as the games work well and I can play them on modern hardware, that's all that matters. If a company makes something available, I'm going to go out and play it or buy it. Like, Shadow Madness has been one I've been wanting to play for a while. Now that that's available on Steam, I'm going to go buy the Steam version and play it. If it doesn't work, I'll resort to emulation, play it on PlayStation, but at least I've supported the company